Afternoon all. I figured I might make a update on the car. As of right now, I tried out the 3000 GT Spyder Chromies. If I can get it to zoom in here, there's a gap in here I found. It will not clear the strut, and in the back it doesn't clear the trailing arm. So I had to buy some spacers. Weren't too bad, about an inch or so. Don't remember the measurement, but let's see if I can dig those out right quick. Oh. Let's see why. There we go. So yeah, pretty basic. Just had to get the right hub order and everything's, being they're hub centric, which most everything is. But haven't tried them out yet. Just been too busy. That's why I'm making the video, because trying to get everything moving again on the project. Did pick up another DE shell. For the problems I had with the fenders, like the passenger where it was damaged really bad up in the turn signal marker bucket area. And the rockers are mint, which is great. Fixes my problem probably almost entirely. I mean, aside from finishing it. But yeah, it should be good to seal up the bottom side there. Not a whole lot's going on, just I've been pretty busy with other stuff. Drag car motor blew up, was going to part it out and sell it, whatnot. Picked up these seats for free. Guy was getting rid of them. They're a little goofy, Fast and Furious, but they were in a car for a couple years, so I know they won't do what these ones have with the ones I had that broke the latches and gears. So maybe it's a start. I'm going to try to get this subframe floor pan maybe in, possibly even start tacking it here soon. As you can see, right now this isn't fitting quite right because this is pushing in here. I need to trim some more off the front, move this whole floor pan forward. But these, as you can see, are sticking out just a bit. Now this isn't squared up. I don't have this exact or anything. It's actually just sitting in place. But even the other side, with that being out that far, you can still see there's a little bit of something going on there. So we'll see once I get everything, the spacers on, the rear end cut right up in place. I have to mock up the false struts to keep it at, where the ride head's going to sit for normal. And I don't know if I'll be just rolling the fenders, which would be awesome. I'm probably going to have to build flares. I do not really prefer to have the universal eBay rivet on plastic, ugly stance car bullshit. If I do use those, it'll probably be only as a method of, building maybe like a shape and then build off of that, because I do want this car to look like it belongs, like it is. The tranny just came in that I ordered for it. I will show you that whenever I get it. It didn't get brought home yet, but it did arrive. So that's kind of a big deal surprise for me. So I figured while I'm in the middle of all this, I got all 3 of the 4 wheels together, already spacers and wheels put on. I figured I'd show you a little bit about what I'm doing. It's for you guys that haven't done this before. More or less, this setup comes with the lug nuts that hold it on these lug studs. You spin them off, throw them on these, tighten them down. Now, one thing people argue over, and I see a lot, living in the northern climate, definitely recommend it. Dissimilar metals, being this is aluminum and the rotor is steel, you're going to run into problems. I just took a wheel off my car, an aluminum wheel off my rotor, maybe a month ago. I just went to put tires on it the other day. Had to beat it off with a sledgehammer. That happens a lot here. So maybe you guys with the real nice weather can argue that point. I'm going to stick with this because it works for us here. But I'm going to pull this off now, throw some anti-seize on it, and then put it back on, tighten it up, and throw the wheel on. Okay, so that's pretty much the long and the short of it. See the recess for the lip here, and then the mimic of that lip here for the wheel to set on. Throw a little anti-seize on there. Well, actually a good bit. Then you never used it. You do not really need to put it, and actually to sort of recommend a lot, do not put it on the actual threads, but you want it over this whole surface, just a good skim coat. You don't got to layer it stupidly thick. I just did that because this jug's almost empty. But you do want to get it around this hub here, so that whenever that's actually what that's seating against most. And I should have cleaned that a little better. I would recommend use wire brush or whatever. But then just pretty much smear this through. I'm gonna do that and start back on it. Now you can see I have most of it done here. Basically just, for any you haven't used it, you're basically using the brush, throwing it on, spreading it around. Like I said, you don't want a whole lot of clump, and you do want a good coating. You don't want to leave like bare areas. This is just a preventative measure. It's not a permanent fix. You can see I got some on here, and I have to wipe that off. But honestly, they say it's like dangerous. We had all kinds of problems with vehicles over time. We actually put this on here, and it was the only way to make sure our lug nuts would come off some of our vehicles. So, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Everybody's got their opinions, but obviously check your lug nuts on regular, and this is an easy way to keep your wheels from coming off. So I'm gonna throw that spacer on. Let me wipe that off first. Got it for the most part wiped off. Just gonna throw this one, by the way, is the only one of these that is going on this easily. Almost all of them, the factory hub was damaged in some way, and I had to fight to pull it on. But being as I got this rear end out of the whole car that I got the rear end out of a junkyard, and it was sitting on the brake backing plates in the floor pan. I had to sit and redo all these factory, can't do the word, the threads. Yeah, got too many things on my mind. But yeah, I had to take a thread out each one of these the whole way. There was a lot of booger up threads. I'm just snogging the whole thing down, and then I'm gonna torque them all to about 90 foot-pounds, just like it would be on the wheel. I'm actually gonna get a hand for that. Okay, so pretty much just putting a pry bore in here. Go ahead, feed it through, and tighten it down. Wow, is that really tight on that? Should just use the chrome socket. Should be one more. Wow, they definitely didn't machine those as much. That's about it. Alright, wheels on now. Had a little bit of trouble. I'll explain why. This is one of the reasons I'm working on all that. Here's my there's where my back bumper's actually, it's not even seated correctly because it's hitting right here. So basically this is why all this needs to move forward, like I mentioned earlier. But I wanted to get the wheels and tires on, so I had a good idea of the actual visual, physical, and measurements of where my tire is going to clear as far as here, the gap up here, all that stuff. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the in and out of installing those. There's not much to them. Obviously, I still got to get calipers and everything done, but that's another day because they still got to be powder coated. So I'll start cutting into some stuff and show more later.